Okay, so today we're going to be looking at a topic that I know is really important to a lot of our listeners.
Yeah.
And that is, how educators can really kind of leverage their skills
Yeah.
to, earn some extra income online, or even potentially like move into a whole new career.
Definitely.
We know like being an educator is a really demanding job,
Yeah.
and it's not always the most financially rewarding.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So we really want to kind of cut through all the noise
Yeah.
and give you guys like actionable advice on how to take your teaching skills
Mm-hmm.
and turn them into something profitable
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
Because I mean the technology is there.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. It's like the perfect time to do this.
Yeah. So really it's about taking the skills that you already have as an educator
Right.
and figuring out how they can be valuable in the online world.
Exactly. And I think a lot of times people don't realize just how valuable those skills are.
Right.
I mean, think about it. You're experts in communication, curriculum development, motivating learners. Like that's what the online world is all about.
Yeah.
So why should an educator, think about having a side hustle?
Yeah, beyond just the money. Like,
Right.
are there other reasons that it's a good idea?
I mean, of course the money is great, right? But
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things is the flexibility.
Right.
A lot of these things, you can set your own hours, work around your existing commitments.
Yeah.
And then there's also the potential for like passive income,
Yeah.
where you're not directly trading your time for money.
Right.
But I think one of the most exciting things is the professional growth.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can learn new digital skills,
Yeah.
connect with a wider audience, even explore like new niches within education.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about some specific examples. Like,
Yeah.
what are some actual online side hustles that educators could do? I mean, one that seems like it's kind of an obvious fit is like online tutoring and coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one.
Right.
I mean, there's platforms like VIP Kid, Preply, Wisent. Those are kind of like established marketplaces where you can connect with students.
Yeah.
But I think if you really want to stand out, and as an educator,
Yeah.
you could specialize in something. Like,
Yeah.
are you really good at AP Calculus prep?
Right.
Or early literacy or ESL? If you can focus on a specific area,
Yeah.
you can target your marketing better.
Right.
And potentially charge more.
And then eventually maybe even build like your own independent practice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Get off those platforms and,
Take total control.
Exactly.
All right. So another thing that I think is really interesting is this idea of selling digital products.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, lesson plans, worksheets, ebooks,
Mm-hmm.
like all the things that teachers are already making.
Right. You're already creating this stuff.
Right.
Why not, make some money from it?
Yeah. So there's platforms like Teachers Pay Teachers and Gumroad.
Right.
And it's basically like a digital storefront for your expertise.
Yeah.
And this is where you can start to see that passive income potential.
Right.
Because once you create a resource, you can sell it over and over again.
Yeah.
And then if you want to take it even a step further, you can create like video courses on platforms like Udemy or Teachable.
Right.
And that allows you to deliver your lessons in a more dynamic way.
Yeah.
On demand.
And you can charge more for that as well.
Right. Usually. Yeah.
Okay. So we've talked about like the teaching and the creating content. What about writing?
Oh, yeah. Writing is a great one.
Right.
Because so many educators have really strong writing skills.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of demand for educational content.
Right.
So you could do freelance writing for blogs, websites, things like that. Or you could start your own blog.
Right.
And build an audience around your passions.
And there's different ways to monetize a blog.
Yeah. How would you monetize a blog?
Well, you could do advertising.
Okay.
Like put ads on your site.
Yeah.
You could do sponsored content where you get paid to write about certain products or services.
Right.
Or you could do affiliate marketing.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
So affiliate marketing is basically where you recommend products or services that you already use and trust. And if someone buys something through your link, you get a commission.
Okay.
So it's a great way to kind of monetize your recommendation.
Yeah, so it's like you're already telling people like, hey, you should check out this book or this website.
Yeah.
And now you can actually get paid for it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Okay, so with all these possibilities, like how does someone even get started?
Right. That's the big question.
And how do they not get overwhelmed?
Yeah, I think the first thing is to just identify what you're passionate about.
Right.
What are you already good at?
Yeah.
What do you enjoy doing? Because if you're not excited about it,
Yeah.
you're not going
Wow.
to stick with it.
Right. It's going to feel like another job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then in terms of time management, I think it's really important to be realistic.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to quit your job and do this full-time right away.
Right.
You can just start with like an hour or two a week
Yeah.
and see how it goes.
And then just like slowly build up from there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And then also like set achievable income goals.
Yeah.
Don't try to make like $1 million overnight
Right.
because that's just going to lead to burnout.
Yeah.
You know, start small, celebrate the small wins,
Right.
and then go from there.
Okay. So I think we've given people like a really good overview of how educators can use their skills online.
Yeah, I hope so.
And it really does feel like there's never been a better time to do this.
Absolutely.
Like everything's kind of aligned.
Hmm.
So for anyone listening who's maybe thinking about starting a side hustle
Right.
or who's already doing one, what would you say to them?
I would say, you know, really take some time to think about what you're good at, what you enjoy doing, and then just start exploring the possibilities.
Right.
Because there's so much out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, you might be surprised at what you find.
Yeah. And if you're already doing something or if you have questions,
Yeah,
you know, we would love to hear from you.
definitely.
You know, maybe we'll do a follow-up episode on this.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really exciting time, I think, to be an educator.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different ways
Yeah.
to leverage your skills
Yeah.
and really to take control of your career.
Yeah. It's not just about the classroom anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.